I used to think the answer was try harder, be more disciplined, and finally become organized. But the biggest shift came when I stopped asking the question, how do I keep my house clean? And then asked the question, why does this house keep fighting my brain? And that's because ADHD homes generally fail in the same places. Same counters, same floors, same doom piles, same laundry chair, and that's not random. Today I want to show you the real reasons why ADHD homes stay messy and the changes that actually make maintaining your home easier. Reason number one, your ADHD home requires too many steps. One of the biggest ADHD problems is invisible friction. If putting something away takes open cabinet, move something, stack something, fold something, then close a drawer, your brain starts seeing that task as work. And ADHD brains avoid these tiny annoying tasks more than people realize. And so that item stays out, and eventually everything stays out. And this is why some ADHD homes look messy even though the person is trying hard every day, because the system is self-exhausting. And here's a good example. This cabinet looks nice when it's closed, but when I open it up, all these containers are all over the place. Pots in there, pot tops are in there. I probably couldn't find the thing I wanted very quickly, and I might just say I'm not finding anything right now in this cabinet and just close it back. As opposed to the other cabinet where I have my plates and my bowls and everything, they're all stacked really nice, and I don't have a problem getting to the one that I actually need at the time. And the really important thing is, it won't take me but one step to pull out a plate or a bowl, whatever I need out of this cabinet. The easier something is to reset, the cleaner your home stays automatically. Reason number two is your storage prioritizes looking good over working. A lot of organization advice is built on aesthetics. Hidden storage, perfect labels, Pinterest-style homes, but ADHD brains need visual organization. Out of sight becomes out of mind, so we forget things exist, we stop using systems, and the piles we're trying to get rid of slowly return. And here's the thing, pretty systems fail ADHD all the time. The goal is not, can this home look perfect? The goal is, can this home function when I'm tired, distracted, behind, or overwhelmed? And here's an example. I have these green bins here. I think they look aesthetically nice. I put them in my closet, and I know that everything I put inside will look uniform and in one color, which is great. But the thing about it is, these are opaque bins. I cannot see anything inside these bins unless I go over to them, unlatch them, lift the lid up to see what's inside. And that takes a lot of time and is a lot of steps. As opposed to, I have this one clear bin here. I don't have a top on it. I can put whatever I want to inside it and I'll still be able to see it really clearly and easily be able to find it. This is a much better thing to actually use in your home if you have ADHD, because you need the visuals to make sure that you see the thing that you're trying to find. It's going to make things a lot easier for you and less frustrating for you. If you're enjoying the content and getting value out of the content, then like the video and subscribe to the channel. Reason number three is you keep trying to organize for the aspirational you. This one changed everything for me. A lot of times we organize for the version of ourselves that we want to be. The version that folds laundry immediately, puts everything back, never leaves dishes in the sink, never forgets anything. But here's the thing, the systems that are built for the perfect version of you usually collapse. The goal isn't what works when I'm motivated. The goal is what works when my brain is exhausted. Here's a good example. These clothes are folded nicely. They're lined up and everything, but can you do this when your brain's tired and exhausted? Your clothes may end up looking like this, which in a chair, and just clothes thrown in the chair, creating a laundry pile in that chair. And here's something really important to remember. Day one, everything goes fine, but maybe by day three, when you're tired or exhausted, it ends up that everything just breaks down. And so my suggestion is, maybe don't fold everything, try to fold everything perfectly. Maybe don't put them in the chair where the laundry pile piles up. Get a basket, get a bin, throw your clothes in there, and then it's a kind of in-between thing that you can do even when you're tired and exhausted. And this next reason might be the biggest one, because most ADHD homes are not failing because people are lazy. They're failing because their home requires constant decision making. And reason number four is your home creates constant decision fatigue. Every object in your ADHD home creates decisions. Where does this go? Do I keep it? Do I clean it now or do I deal with it later? ADHD brains burn out for all these repeated small decisions. And when that happens, clutter starts to build up from all the delayed decisions. And this is why simple homes often feel a lot easier to maintain. It's not because the person is better at cleaning, it's because there are fewer decisions happening all day. And you can see right here, I have my dish detergent in my hand. That's that spray bottle. I go through a couple different places to try to put it, but I'm not sure if those places are gonna be good, because if I need that counter or need the back of the sink, or I'm doing something in the sink, it's just going to be in the way. So I then decide to put it under my sink where a lot of my other cleaning supplies are, because I know under my sink is where I need to look for those things. Now, if you've never used this dish detergent, it is the Dawn Power Wash dish detergent. It's the best dish detergent I've ever had, because all you do is spray it and then it gets pretty much everything off dishes and pots and pans, everything like that. If you've used it, you know that I am telling the truth about it. It's awesome. And here's the important thing to remember about all this. Default locations matter, so you always know where something is, where something should be. And if your brain has to try to invent a storage decision every time you're trying to put something away, then that system is just far too complicated. Reason number 5 is your ADHD home has too many temporary places. ADHD homes often develop these accidental drop zones. The counter becomes temporary, the chair becomes temporary, the floor becomes a temporary place. And then the problem is, these temporary places become permanent storage. And it's important to remember this. There's no such thing as temporary clutter. And here's a good example. I have a hoodie, I toss it onto the chair, that becomes its temporary place of storage, may become its permanent place of storage. So instead, what you want to do is have a hook installed in that same place. So you put the hoodie on the hook instead of having it on the chair. Now, if you don't have a hook right there in the section where the chair is, then what you want to do is have a hook somewhere in your home that's close to that area, so you can still put the hoodie on the hook as well. And if something keeps landing in the same spot every day, then your brain is trying to tell you where that thing belongs. And that area, that's where you have it in your head that thing should be. And the other thing is, fighting that usually makes the mess worse. Reason number 6 is you're using cleaning to fix a system problem. This was a huge mindset shift for me. Sometimes the issue isn't cleaning. It's that your home creates mess faster than you can reset it. And so you end up constantly cleaning without ever solving the cause. ADHD homes focus less on deep cleaning and more on preventing buildup. And that's because reducing friction actually prevents clutter before it starts. And here's an example. I'm wiping the counter, keeping the counter clean, but eventually what happens is clutter starts to appear on the counter again and again until it's cluttered up really good and I can't even see the counter anymore. The best ADHD systems often look too simple. Hooks, baskets, open bins, open shelving, visible storage, duplicates in different rooms in your home, easy resets, and honestly, that's usually why they work. Reason number 7 is your home expects consistency instead of recovery. This might be the biggest mindset change in the whole video. A lot of people think organized people stay organized because they're consistent. But here's the thing, ADHD life usually isn't consistent. Energy changes, focus changes, stress changes. So what you want to do, instead of building systems that require perfection, build systems that recover fast. A good ADHD system isn't, how do I never make a mess? Instead, it's, how quickly can this space recover if things just go wrong? And you can see me right here. I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed. I don't want to do what I'm actually looking at to do. And then you can see the stress is from this space that's cluttered on this counter. I know I have to clean up this space to get to the things I want to get to later in the day. So I need to figure out what to do. So what I did, I took a timer, set it for 5 minutes, and then decide I'm going to do as much as I can within that 5 minutes and hopefully get done completely with resetting that space. And so I go and just start taking stuff off and resetting that space to make it look good, to make it look back the way that it was before. And then you see the result as it's done. And here's the thing, you may not need 5 minutes on the timer. You may need 3 minutes or 1 minute, whatever type of reset you want to do. But if you don't get it done in the allotted time that you set for it, then come back and try again later. You don't have to finish everything within the allotted time. You're just trying to get as much done as you can. And here's something to remember. Recovery, being able to reset something in your home quickly, is better than perfection. Reason number 8 is your ADHD home doesn't match your actual routines. A lot of ADHD homes become hard to maintain because their systems don't actually match with real life. You're creating systems based on where things should go instead of where your brain naturally uses them. And so what happens is things constantly migrate. Shoes end up by the door, jackets end up on chairs, mail ends up on a counter. And instead of adjusting the systems, you keep fighting your own patterns. This is a setup problem. Think about it this way. Repeated clutter is usually data. That pile is showing you where your brain thinks that item belongs. So what you want to do is stop fighting the pattern. And you can see right here, I'm throwing my keys on the counter. I do it multiple times a day in this one spot. And so what I did, instead of just having nothing there, I put a basket there. So now I'm throwing my keys into the basket. And I know when I see that basket, my keys should be in there. I've adjusted so my brain already thinks that that's the place for my keys. And so I've adjusted my system to accommodate what my brain is actually already thinking. Reason number 9 is ADHD homes fail when everything has equal importance. One reason that ADHD homes get overwhelming fast is because everything starts competing for attention. Every pile feels urgent, every object feels visible, every task feels unfinished, and so your brain just stops prioritizing and starts avoiding. This is not a motivation problem. ADHD-friendly homes usually work better when the important things are easier to see, easier to reach, easier to reset. Not everything needs equal attention. If everything matters, nothing stands out. And right now I want to make coffee. So my coffee station is there, but there are a lot of things on my counter as well too that are in the way of me actually getting to my coffee station. That counter is cluttered with different things that I think are important, that I think I need to use on a regular basis. So I put them there because they're all equally important to me. However, I can't make coffee with all that stuff right there. So I am going to reset it, clean all that stuff off, and then reset my coffee station so it's ready to make coffee. When I set up my coffee station in my kitchen, I knew it had to be very simple and also not take up a lot of space. So I need to figure out everything I needed there. One of the things I definitely needed there is a K-Pod holder. I wasn't sure which type I was gonna get, but then I landed on this one, which is the Mind Reader K-Pod holder. It holds like 36 different K-Pods, but one of the best things about this is I can put my Keurig on top of it and it's sturdy enough to hold my Keurig there and for it not to damage the actual K-Pod holder. Also, the drawers slide in and out really easily, which is another advantage as well. So when I get ready to make coffee, my K-Pods are right there under my Keurig, and then I can go ahead and make coffee really easy. And of course, you can use the same thing without the Keurig on top of it as well, but I needed it because I wanted to go under the Keurig to save me space. So if your home keeps getting messy, that doesn't mean that you're lazy. It definitely doesn't mean that you're broken. Matter of fact, a lot of ADHD homes stay messy because the systems were designed for a different brain. And once you stop trying to organize like everyone else, things start getting easier. Not perfect, but easier. And honestly, that's the goal. A home that supports you instead of constantly exhausting you. And you might be wondering, where can I get started with ADHD organization and where can I find these systems that are ADHD friendly and work in my real life? I have a playlist that's going to come up. It has all those things within it. Click that playlist and find the videos that work for you and help you.